Well, I've said it several times and I say it again. This film has got to be the Egyptian version of Clash of the Titans. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Gear Breaker Nation, where we give excellent and sexy-minute reviews. And in this video, we're going to be reviewing Gods of Egypt. Now, Gods of Egypt is an Egyptian fantasy film directed by Alex Proyas. And the film follows this young guy named Beck and this guy named Horus who has to stop this evil god named Set from destroying the world. And this film was a bit of a mixed bag. I'm not going to lie, I did enjoy it, but there were just so many things in the film that were... For as much good that was in the film, there was bad. The story was interesting, but I think that did little to fully flesh out and set up the world that this film is set up in. It was interesting in my opinion, but I think that it was too rushed. Now, Set does come and end up taking over the Egyptian Empire, which does fuel the characters to go on this quest to stop him. But the way that it is, the pacing is just too fast. It's like when he takes over, it's like within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, and you don't know enough about the characters' lives to actually give a crap. So that does take away from the characters themselves. Also, the characters, for the most part, really didn't care for them because there was really nothing to them. There were some interesting characters. I have to give it to Gerard Butler, who completely killed his Set, even though he was a bit over the top. I have to give it to Set is just the biggest dick ever. I really like Chadwick Boseman also. He was like this very intelligent, wise guy, and I like named Toph, and I liked him because he was witty, he was funny, he was a smart ass. He thought he was better than people, and I really loved him. He's like one of the most standout characters that actually has some type of personality. Elodie Yung, who played as Hathor, I don't know how to say that name, Hathor, is either Hater or Heather, somewhere in between those two. But she played a great role. I liked her character also. I thought she had a bit of a personality, especially when it came to the back and forth between Beck and Horus. But I really liked the character. I thought she was completely badass. And I have to say the other standout character that I thought was just fucking awesome was Anubis. This guy was fucking awesome. Not only did he look cool, but he had this one moment. I was like, okay, that's pretty badass. I mean, we're not going to focus on you, but that moment was actually pretty badass. Now, in terms of the interpretation of the gods and the setting and everything, I thought it was done just brilliantly. I did like the fact that the gods did stand out from the humans with their abilities to transform into these beings, like, was really cool, which I thought that was pretty cool. I like how they were taller, so they seemed more menacingly physically, so I thought that was pretty cool also. I loved how the film interpreted like the underworld and how the world and underworld kind of like back to back. There are a lot of great moments where you had these wide shots of the cityscape and landscape, and they're just beautiful. There are some pretty cool action sequences, which I won't lie, were pretty awesome and engaging. I thought they were done really well. They had some pretty good ideas too. Like, I have to say, the part with the 2 snakes, that was like my favorite part of the movie. As I said before, the characters, nothing to them. There isn't really any reason to even care for these characters. As much as Beck is going on this journey to sit here and save his girlfriend, I just didn't care. The film did not elaborate enough on their life before everything went to hell. Also, Beck is also a very cliched character along with Horus, and even though these two somewhat grow and develop as characters, I really just didn't care for them. In terms of the visual effects, there are so many moments where you can see the green screen behind some of these characters, and it's just so obvious that it just hurts the eyes. The gods were standing with the humans. You can actually clearly tell that these people were just like digitalized into the picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, did they just stop or they run out of a budget or something? A lot of the humor is just so misplaced. In terms of the story, it's riddled with coincidences, because there's one part where Beck is supposed to go through this maze that's like full of traps, and he manages to just get through it within 2 minutes. Like, I was like, wow, that's convenience for you out the rear. In the end, Gods of Egypt is a decent film, despite the fact that it does suffer from what feels like a rushed story in some aspects, humor that's terribly misplaced, characters that don't feel like they have depth or are cliched, and visual effects that are just obviously blatantly bad. The film does have an interesting concept when it comes to Egypt mythology, as well as interesting designs for certain characters, as well as some pretty cool action sequences. I have to give Gods of Egypt a 2 out of 5. I really wanted to bump this movie up to a 3, but it's just the fact that I just didn't care for the characters. The only characters I was really interested in was Hathor, Thoth, Anubis, and Set. So guys, in the comment section below, let me know, what were your thoughts on God of Egypt? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Did you think I made some decent points? And also, the gods, could you tell me which one of the gods was actually a favorite? Because despite the fact that I did like Set, Thoth, and Hathor, I actually liked Anubis more and would have liked to see more of Anubis. And I thought also that the afterlife, like the underworld / afterlife, was pretty cool also. So give me your thoughts on that too. And until the next edition of Gear Breaker Nation, guys, remember, keep those gears turning.